Something special about me, you can already tell the energy is different. Confidence is at the highest level, I don't ever see it dipping.
Oh,
Try
dribbling
me
the
if you
left,
wanna
it's
guarantee
carried.
that you gon' wish you hadn't did it.
God!
That's a war that you can never win, but hey, I like the optimism. Giving over half my life to this, I think I made a good decision. Trust my gut, I hear it talking, then I know it's time for me to listen. Mastermind consistent, matching my commitment, that's not realistic.
Strike three!
Ay, feature presentation, what they came to see, I open up the curtain. Oh my, pandemonium is showtime. God, they knows this up, I know why. Jealous of me cause the flow nice. Hit it all without a cosign. Shooter always hit the bullseye. Barely even put an effort in this effortless, imagine if I did try. Acknowledge me or not, that don't really make no difference to me. I operate the same no matter who's around me is important to me. I keep my enemies at arm's length, but close enough to make me feel safe.
Game 3, South Street Heat, Biscuit Bashers. Second straight year we've seen an elimination winner-go-home game in the semifinals, and I'd say this one is even more evenly matched than last year's was. So I guess I'll go ahead and bring in Henry Hedrick, talk about the... Actually, bring in Connor, too. Connor, get in here. Okay, Connor, I'll get to you first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You hit that 3-run home run, and is he on the bump? Yeah, and then you ended up losing game 2. So first of all, what do you guys say about that game? What went wrong?
Which game?
The last one.
The last one? It started off good, and then we choked, and then we come back. We'll come back right here.
You're on the bump for game 3. What do you guys say about it?
I'm dicing them up.
Hope so. Yeah, no. Let me put this in there. The last time you threw in an elimination game was against my team last year, and you threw three really good innings. Probably struck me out about 8 times. So, are you looking to have a similar performance in this game?
Yes.
Go over to Henry. All right, Henry. Many of you thought that you had that game 2 in the bag. Ended up losing it. So, what's the mindset like going into this winner-go-home game?
Mindset is to win, obviously, and it sucks losing game 2 like that way. I thought we had it, then y'all saw it happen. Just terrible. That's not how I wanted to end a game where I was 1 out away from clinching. But a lot of confidence going into this game. Nathan didn't have any more pitches or any more innings unless we go extras. So I'm riding with Connor on the bump. He's the guy I want in a game if it wasn't me. So see if we can pull one out here in advance.
Sounds good. No matter who wins this game, whoever wins and advances, it'll be their first ever World Series in franchise history. So it's going to be exciting to see. Game 3, Bashers, Heat. Here we go. Game 3, Biscuit Bashers, South Street Heat. Set to begin.
His season's over, so he can just be the ball boy.
In there, strike 3. What a pitch from what a pitch from Connor. Sits down, Nathan. That's 1 out. Come in for the last out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Connor Golterman. That's 2 down. Nick Ivy's now up for the Heat. Look at his pitch. What a pitch, strike 3. At a solid 104, he strikes out the side. We go bottom 1, 0-0. The Bashers look to get some runs, and the captain, Henry, is very pleased with Golterman's performance. Reese Davis will lead it off for the Bashers in the bottom of the first, and the sub, Dylan Nemeth, will be on the mound for the South Street Heat. 5-0 and Reese. Let's go, Reese! Outside, leadoff walk for Reese. Pitch. Outside, the Bashers lead it off with back-to-back walks. And now Connor Golterman had a 3-run homer in game 2. Looks to repeat here. Full count. Connor chokes up on the bat. Ball. Back-to-back-to-back walks. Bases loaded. No outs for the former most clutch player, Reese Davis. 5-1. Swinging a shot to left field. Nobody's over there. Run scores. Henry's rounding third. 2-run score. 2-0 Bashers in the bottom of the first. Reese a 2 RBI single in game 3. No score strikes. Riser, what a pitch. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Right. I don't know what he has a lot more confidence today than usual. Ball 6. High. 3-0 Bashers. 5-1. Low hits the other ball. 4-0 Bashers in the bottom of the first with 1 out. Base is still loaded. Swinging a fly ball to left. Dylan's under it. He's out. That's 2 away. 5-1 on Reese. Hits him. Ball 6. 5-0 Bashers with 2 outs. Bases loaded for Henry Edrick. 5-0. Hits him. 6-0 Bashers.
6-0.
Bases loaded, 2 outs for Golterman. Full count on Connor. Ball 6. 7-0 Bashers. And Nick Ivy's gonna go in for the Heat now. Swing and a miss. Going to the second. Swing and a miss, 1 away. Full count. Outside, it's a 1-out walk for Nemo. Ball 6. Back-to-back walks for the Heat. We got first and second and 1 away for the captain, Nathan Scott. Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday. So I think we'll be okay. Strike 3. What a pitch from Connor.
What
2 away.
Connor's showing up for this series.
2.
He is locked in, not locked out, and he is ready to
go. What? First and second, 2 away for Dylan Nemeth. Full count, first and second, 2 outs, top 2. Pitch from Connor. Outside and high.
These guys got
1-0. Hits him twice. Walks in a run. Swing and a miss. Connor gets out of a jam. We go bottom 2. 7-1 Bashers. For the second time this series, they are 3 outs away from advancing to the World Series. First time in franchise history. Did it once. Grounded in the left. Dylan's there. He's grounded in the left. Gets by Nick. He's out at first. Runner on second and 1 out for Reese Davis. Yeah. Grounded in the left. Nobody's over there. Henry's rounding third. He stalls. He's going to try and score. And the ball goes out of play. Reese has to stop at second. He was not on the way to third yet. The winning run. The mercy run. Scoring position. Henry Hedrick has the opportunity to send his team to his first ever World Series. Shot to left. It's gone. It's foul. Oh. It's foul. Long strike. 0-1. What a pitch. The pitch from Nick. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 4-2 on Connor. The pitch from Nick. Grounded. Nathan's there. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. No. It's on. No. He was like, it's out. He's out. We go top 3. 8-1 Bashers. Once again, they are 3 outs away from advancing to their first ever World Series. Buddy. Ball 6. Leadoff walk for the Heat. That is just disrespectful.
I was kind of like
Ball 6.
confused.
Back-to-back walks for the Heat to lead off the inning. First and second and no outs for Nathan. It'd be funny. High. Bases loaded. No outs for the sub, Dylan Nemeth. And it begins. I'm sorry, but he's a crybaby. Swing and a miss. It goes to that score. 4-1. 5-1. That's ball 6?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's a walk to Nick Ivy. 8-2 now in the top of the 3rd. 1 out, bases loaded for the captain, Nathan Scott. There's only 1 out. Strike 3. That's 2 outs. Bases loaded, 2 away. The game in the series is up to Dylan Nemeth. 4-1. 5-1? 5-1. Ball 6. Walks in another run. It's 8-3 now. 2 outs. 5-1 to Nick. The pitch from Connor.
Ball 6.
Ball 6 is 8-4. Woo! The Bastards are still 1 out away.
Oh, yeah.
It's up to Nathan. Bases loaded, 2 away. Nathan is the tying run. Nathan's taking his breather. Yeah. The series has all led to this. Hits him. Full count. Of course, this AB goes to a full count. Biggest pitch of the entire series. About to be thrown here from Connor Golterman. The pitch. Let's go! Ball 6. Walks in. Another run. 8-5. Bases loaded for Dylan Nemeth, who had a walk-off grand slam in the last game. 3-0. Swing and a miss. 3-1. 3-1 on Dylan. The pitch from Connor. Fouled it back. 3-2. Once again, we got 2 strikes. Here we go. The series has led to this pitch. Here we go. The series has led to this pitch. Strike 3! The Biscuit Bashers are going to the World Series. They beat... They win Game 3, 8-5, in advance in a 3rd season. After all the tournaments, over 3 seasons, Henry Hedrick and the Biscuit Bashers are going to the World Series to face the Winchester Warriors next week. What a series. We'll get to the post-game interviews now.
Oh, there's more.
The World Series next week will be the Winchester Warriors and the Biscuit Bashers.
Let's go! Come on, the Biscuit Bashers are going to the World Series. What happened?
I'm Elijah Everett here after one of the best postseason series in this league's history. Finished off in an 8-5 Game 3 victory for the Bashers. And after 3 seasons of torment, this team is going to its first ever NWL World Series to face the Warriors next week. I'll bring in Nathan Scott and Nick Ivey first to talk about their series and their season as a whole. I'll go to Nick first to talk about season. You were actually on the hitters to start this season, or traded to the Heat. How do you feel about the season as a whole on the series you just played?
You know, when I was on Teddy's team, I felt like I was in a prison. The team was straight nuts. But I'm glad to be off that can team. You know, Teddy Piper sucks. E. McDaniel sucks. But I'm glad Nathan traded for me. It was a good run, but these pussies are bitches, so all of them.
Okay. Move over to Nathan now. You were given your own team this season for the first time. A disappointing showing, but you still had a solid season. For you personally, played an incredible series here against the Bashers. What do you have to say about this series and the season as a whole?
The season definitely didn't go as good as we thought it would be. Definitely gave up some games that we shouldn't have. The series, Bashers are a good team. They deserve to be in the World Series. But, you know, just didn't go the way we wanted. You know, got to move on to next year. So actually be my first time I've been eliminated.
Yep. Yeah. What do you have to say for Heat fans out there for next season?
Sorry we couldn't make it. Tried our best.
That's it for the South Street Heat in Season 3. We move on to the World Series advancees, the Biscuit Bashers. I'll get to you last, even though I know that's got to sound really good to you right now. Go to Connor first. Connor, you were on the hitters to start the season, even though you never played for them. Mm-hmm. But then were traded to this team. Mm-hmm. You showed up last week for them, played pretty well. Showed up today. pitched in that third game to send your team to the World Series. Just what are the emotions like? How do you feel?
It's great. I always knew I'd be a basher. Definitely didn't think I'd get traded twice. But thank you, Teddy, for trading me to this team. W trade. I think Henry should be manager of the year again.
Back to back.
Very great to see this. Very positive. Very happy. I feel great right now.
All right, move over to Reese. Reese, you tend to be the realist on this team. Even last season when y'all were a World Series contender, you admittedly said that there's two teams that are probably better than y'all. Yeah. But this season, you kept those comments to a minimum, and now y'all are moving on to the World Series. So what are the emotions like after this series, and how do you feel to be moving on and you're only your second season in this league?
I mean, it feels great, obviously. You obviously want to be in the World Series. Not going to lie. Did still think there were two teams better than us. But turns out CJ sucks, and turns out when Nathan gets the flu, it's a lot easier to win. So, I mean, I'm not too surprised with those benefits, I guess you'd say, that we made it to the World Series. But, yeah, that's about it.
All right, move over to Henry, the captain. 3 seasons of torment, 4-11 season 1, disappointing sweep, losing to CJ one-handed last season. But now, after all this time of playing, you're finally moving on to the World Series. What are the emotions like? How do you feel? Especially after a season like this, or a series like this has just occurred. What do you guys say?
I'm going to the World Series. I mean, that's it's kind of hard to believe. Emotions were high. I don't know what to say because there's a lot I could say, but I don't know what.
He's going to shed a tear.
I don't know how to put it into words, but this means a lot to me. Is how much I've put into this league, on the field wise, and with all the teams we've had, all the moments we've had, all led up to this season. So now we're in the World Series. So I thought after losing game 2 it was over. I thought because I know my pitching has reached an end, and that kind of I thought it was a dagger for us. But we came out here. Connor's a f***ing dog. He just freaking came out here, shoved for the most part. He's gave up no hits. I thank Carson for what he did as well. We wouldn't have started off 9-0 if it wasn't for Carson too. So
I agree.
10-0. Nick can say all he wants, say all this talk all the trash he wants, but the trade I made, you saw who was pitching, a must-win game for me compared to if I had Nick in that situation, he's not doing what Connor did. So glad I'm in the World Series. Excited to play. So yeah.
How do you feel going into the World Series next week against my team, the Warriors?
It wasn't pretty last time, but I feel a lot better about this series coming up. So,
well, that's it for the semifinal series between the Bashers and the Heat. We'll see y'all next week when the World Series begins between the Winchester Warriors and the Biscuit Bashers. It's going to be an exciting one. Check out our most recent video in that corner. Subscribe to us in that corner. We'll see y'all next time.
Giving over half my life to this, I think I made a good decision. Trust my gut, I hear it talking, then I know it's time for me to listen. Mastermind consistent, matching my commitment, that's not realistic. Hey, feature presentation, what they came to see, I open up the curtain. Oh my, pandemonium is showtime. Got their noses up, I know why.